The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Go Cowboys! This is the Players Lounge, broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now your hosts,
Barry Church, Danny McCray, and Newy Scruggs.
Here we are on a Monday. Hey, everybody. It is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. We've got the Toledo Rocket, number 42 himself. He's Barry Church in the building.
Yes, indeed.
I got Danny McCray's got the show off. I'm Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys
Emmy Award
reporter.
Emmy Award winner.
Man, we got a whole lot to talk about in this hour, man. A whole lot. Look, man, I want to start with Randy Gregory. I'm going to start from this standpoint. Number one, good for you. Right? Glad you got your $70 million. Got your bag?
Coin.
Go ahead.
Get your bread, brother.
When I first saw the deal, I was like, it's a lot of money.
It's a lot of bread. What was it, 5 for 70?
570.
Yeah, it's a lot of brethren.
Then I hear, wait, he's changed his mind. He's going to Denver.
Pull the rug right out from the bottom.
And I said, yes. Yes. Hey, look.
What made you say yes, though?
Because the same reason why I said that's a lot of money. $70 million is a lot of money for a guy who's not dependable.
But what was the guarantee? What was it, like only like, what, 27 was?
I don't care if it was 27. Dude, it was a lot of money. Either way, it was a lot. It's $28 million guaranteed. Okay?
28. It was like 2 for 20. So they could have got out of it, after 2 years.
Look, this is just my thing.
Okay.
I thought he was a good player, but he was an undependable player.
I'll give you that.
Okay, last year, he played 11 games. That's a career high.
Yeah.
He had 6 sacks. That was nice. 6 sacks. But against San Francisco, he didn't have a sack.
Had a bad penalty as well.
Okay. I just look at his, you start looking at the numbers here and you go through the games. He was a good football player. Good football player.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't a great player.
I wouldn't say he was great. I'd say he was good. He was a good pass rusher.
So my boy from Denver calls me and says, hey, man, what can you tell about Randy Gregory? I said, good guy. You're going to like talking to Randy.
He's an amazing human being.
I said, you're going to like Randy.
He's a good dude overall.
I said, but from a football standpoint, you had 6 sacks on a defense where you had Micah Parsons.
He did.
Who had 13.
He did.
You got to play 7 games with Tank Lawrence. You had Trevon Diggs out there. If you're a coordinator, he's not the first guy you're thinking about, or the second guy, or third guy. Number 4.
Yeah.
$70 million for the number 4 dude?
I don't know if he was you think he was number 4 on our defense as far as rushing the passer?
I'm talking about in terms of a blue chip player.
Overall,
blue
just
chip
everything.
player.
Okay.
Your blue chip players last year, it was Parsons, Diggs, then you got Tank Lawrence, and then you got him if you talk about your blue chip players.
Okay.
Now, you could argue Randy had better impact and more than Tank Lawrence, but, right now, tomorrow, you got to go out here and get your football team going. You'd have more faith in Tank Lawrence than Randy Gregory.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Because look at the injury history with Tank as well.
Okay, but all right, both of them have games.
Yeah, they both got shaky. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Both of them got issues.
Yeah, they do.
Okay. But if I got to choose one or the other, I'm going to choose
You going to
Tank.
go with Tank?
I would.
I don't know
Plus,
about that one.
I got to look at the way the contracts, because you didn't push his money out, so you've kind of put yourself in that box situation. Mm-hmm. So you kind of had to do a redo. Mm-hmm. They all had to get together. He had to get together with them because he needed to take some type of reduction. At the same time, they just couldn't cut the guy because there was a need there. Yeah. That's why they were able to get a deal done.
So to me, I'm with you on the fact that 70. That's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread to give a pass rusher who, I'll say he was inconsistent. I'll say that. When he's on fire, when he's rushing the passer and he's on his A game, I believe he's one of the best pass rushers in the National Football League. He just has that natural bendability, speed off the edge. He can get low under tackles. He has that ability, but it's kind of a flash in the pan. Like it happens, when he's at his high, he's at his high. But when he's at his low, he can disappear from games. And we've seen that in that San Francisco game. But to me, I would have liked them to keep Randy Gregory here. I felt like it gave us another dynamic guy off the edge. You can never have enough defensive linemen. We know in this league it's a D-line quarterback league. You got to have people that can get after the passer. And right now we have a Tank Lawrence who he re-signed his new deal, got that $30 million and all that stuff. But can we depend for him to play all 17 games? I'm not sure.
No,
I'm not sure. We got a good pass rusher in Parsons as well, but is he going to play DN or is he going to play at the linebacker position? So I believe you can never have enough pass rushers. So losing him, I thought was a slight, it just didn't. I would have rather had him stay with the Dallas Cowboys. But to me, I want to get your thoughts on what was the underlying contract that was just the language that was in there that made him flip just like that. I mean, because to me, I feel like, the Joneses, they did a lot for Gregory. They did a lot for Gregory in his situation. He might not even be in the league, if it wasn't for Jones keeping him around. Now, we know they weren't just doing that out of the kindness of their heart. I mean, the guy was a good pass rusher, so they're going to keep him around as long as they can. But to me, I just want to know, what was the language that he just felt like, you know what, this is shady right here. I got to get the heck up out of here.
The language was in his other contract, and the language that's in other contracts.
That's why I'm like, what was the issue?
This is when from by all accounts, just talking to, this is when I really go to the beat writers and the folks who really dive into this stuff every day, and the consensus talking to the people who cover the Dallas Cowboys. It's the agent who's based in Denver and wanted him there. And basically got in his ear, just said, hey, look, you know what? This language here is going to hurt you, Denver's going to take it out, so go over here. And Jerry gets on the phone and tries to convince him, and they decide that, we're offended, And so, okay. Personally, I think the Cowboys are going to be happy that they did not give him 5 years and $70 million. Yeah,
because, we're going to talk about it a little bit later, but you were able to bring back, four guys rather than one guy on that $70 million deal. So it might work out in the long haul, but when we talk about that language, and like you said, to me, there's no state taxes here. You know this organization, you know the training staff, you know this team. You've been here for 6-7 years. It's the same. I can see if Denver was like, hey, we'll sweeten the deal with an extra $10 million, extra $5 million, but it's the same money.
This is where, and you being a former player, this is where the agent played a very big role in this.
It's all in his ears.
So fine. Yeah. Let the agent deal with it. But I would be shocked at the end of 5 years if Randy Gregory is still playing for the Denver Broncos.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't believe that. Nah.
I look at Randy's situation very much the way I looked at Byron Jones' situation. There are a lot of people who wanted to keep Byron Jones. A lot of Cowboy fans. We need to keep Byron Jones. We kept Byron Jones. And I was always of the opinion, Byron's a great guy. He's a good player. But he's about to get a great contract.
He got an outstanding one.
And I wouldn't do it. And the contract was so great. It was the largest contract ever given to a cornerback in National Football League history. Go read Twitter now. They're trying to get rid of Byron.
It's crazy.
They're trying to dump this guy. How do we get out of this deal? And it just went back to my thing. He only had 2 picks.
He wasn't a ball guy.
Before he went to Miami. And so you had all these analytic people who read the Pro Football Focus.
He's shutting guys down.
They don't throw to his side. I'm like, because they throw to the other side.
That's what it was.
And so you get this, but people, once again, they want to take everything that Pro Football Focus says is the gospel. And
I can't stand that either.
I like what they do, but when you talk to people like you who played the game, you talk to coaches and front office people, hey, look, they don't always they don't understand what we're asking guys to do.
Exactly. That's what I don't get with the pro football. Like, it's not like they know the exact scheme and the play that these guys are calling. They just get a general, okay, they might be in cover 3 right here. They might be in man-to-man right here. They don't know the specifics, but everybody treats it like Bible. He was an 85 grade on PFF. That means he's better than this guy. I can't stand it, Newy.
I heard a really great interview one time from it was a defensive lineman coming out of the draft, and his team played Army. And a quote-unquote knock against him was he didn't show up in the Army game. And I want to say it was Pat Kerwin and Jim Miller who did a fantastic interview talking to him, and they said, tell us what your responsibilities were in this game. Because Army option team.
Yeah, that triple option. Yeah.
And he said, I had to just basically play this particular gap right here. So he didn't get to play his normal game because that's where a lot of folks who gets that triple option, they don't see it much. And if you're not playing the way.
Gas you.
Right. And so he didn't have a quote unquote great game or statistical game like he normally had. But the coaches for this specific game plan were asking him to do what he normally would do. They were trying to win the game. They were trying to pad his statistics.
That's true.
And so that was kind of one of my introductions into listening and understanding and talking about, okay, what were you asking your player to do? Mm-hmm. And that doesn't always translate into these grades that PFF is giving, that you're giving general grades to 32 teams.
Yeah, that's just all
and
it
it's
is.
just not, everybody's not playing the same scheme there. So anyway, going back to Randy and Byron Jones. Look, Byron Jones, you moved on from him. My thing was, you know what? Okay, you have a scouting department. You have Will McClay. Go find somebody.
And they did.
They found Diggs.
They found Diggs
in the second. You found a guy that we both talked about that should have taken it. We thought at term, hey,
for sure.
First round. We were like, man, Diggs got the first round. You get him in the second round. So you get CD Lamb in the first round. You get Diggs in the second round. Okay, both guys under rookie contracts right now. Both guys Pro Bowl players.
Yep.
All pro in Diggs'
pro,
case.
Yeah.
Can you not go back and go find somebody else to take Randy Gregory's spot?
I believe you can find someone.
Okay.
Because I don't think
that's your job.
He's a dynamic pass rusher, but there's more to the game than just rushing the passer. I mean, and that's what I think makes D-Law a good defensive end because, he may not be able to get to the quarterback as well as he once did back in those franchise tag years. He was, what do you have, like 20 or 30 sacks in 2 years or something like that. But he plays the run better than pretty much any defensive end I know in the National Football League right now. And that goes a lot, especially when you're with a team that get gashed against the run like we had, in years past. So to me, rushing the passer is amazing. And Randy Gregory, he has kind of that art form. He kind of has that technique to where he can get after any tackle out there, any quarterback out there. But when it comes down to it, I just think that was his kind of one-trick pony. I don't really see him being every down, I'm getting TFLs in the run. I'm, getting after the quarterback because we've seen games where he disappears. So, look, I understand. Go get your money, big dog. I hope it all works out well for you. But at the end of the day, man, it's a tough decision. But I might have to side with you on this one, man.
I'm okay with it, man.
You save some bread for the team. You're able to bring back more players to a defense, and you give it another run at it.
Go draft someone. I mean, people, and it's funny because everybody, well, who are you going to find 24? I don't know if you guys remember or not, but the Cowboys were in a perfect position when they needed a defensive end or needed a pass rusher. There was T.J. Watt. Rod Marinelli said the scheme doesn't fit him, and so they took Taco Charlton.
Taco Tuesdays.
And even Dan Quinn was in Atlanta at the time. They traded up, jumped the Cowboys. They went and took Tack McKinley. So we so many times think unless you're drafting in the top 10 that you don't have an ability to go get a football player who can help you out, you can get football players.
Aaron Rodgers, 24.
You can go get football players.
Yeah.
Once again, this is why you have a scouting department. This is why you have guys here. And I don't know why certain Cowboy fans don't want to give this scouting department enough credit. But you start looking at not just the Pro Bowl players they have, but the homegrown Pro Bowl players.
Look at them. I mean,
they do a good job.
They've done a heck of a job.
Do a good job.
Look at Curse. Out of nowhere. The scouting department finds him out of nowhere. Gets into what this scheme, and look, he's balling right now. Well, he balled last year, so
you
can find people.
So go back and do it again.
Yeah. Will has a good track record. It ain't like he just he's hit one and two, maybe here and there, and he's been hitting these past couple years.
Okay, they drafted Robert Quinn. I mean, not drafted, but they traded for Robert Quinn, who was in a situation.
Had
Quinn
a heck of a year.
Had a heck of a year. Went on to Chicago. They got Everson Griffin. Didn't work out. But then again, I go back and I say to people, nothing worked out for that defense that year.
Yeah, that year was that was rough.
Mike, no, nothing worked out.
Dante, I mean, it was a rough year.
But the thought process in trying to get a player like that you thought the Cowboys had made a good deal, just didn't work out because nothing worked out. It was a historically bad defense for the franchise. But you can go find people.
You can.
And to make it seem as though you lost DeMarcus Ware. He's Randy Gregory. It's not D-Wade. It's not Randy White. Yeah. It's not a Hall of Fame. Did I miss the Pro Bowls he made? No.
And I'm not going to lie to you, Newy. That's how I feel about Schultz as well, though. Like, I feel like you could get a Schultz in the draft.
Okay. Now, here is the thought process while I'll say, okay, you gave Schultz $11 million. Mm-hmm. They care about offense here.
Oh, yeah.
They do.
That's the bread and butter.
Okay.
Tickets
they already knew we're losing Cooper. Mm-hmm. So if we're losing Cooper, do we also want to lose, and we're cutting Jarwin, do we want to lose this tight end?
That's what I think you can find one.
I didn't think they wanted Dak to have that much change.
You didn't think they don't think he can overcome that?
Okay, so Cooper's gone.
Cooper's gone.
Gallup's not going to be available for a minute.
Said Wilson gone.
Said Wilson's gone. Dalton Schultz gone too. I think they decided, at some point in time, we got to put a hole in one of the dikes here. We got to plug it. So you bring back Lamb, you bring back Schultz. There's at least two people he has chemistry with.
But is Schultz dynamic though? That's the only thing. Like, I can see if he was a guy that you can go split out and he can create for himself. But I don't see him as being that type of tight end. He's a good tight end, solid tight end. Don't get me wrong, but I just don't see him being able to create for himself.
No, he's not Kelsey. No, he's not Kelsey. No, he's. And I catch into this. All right. If you didn't get him, who are you going to go get?
In the draft? You talking about tight end wise?
Just tight end wise.
Like you said, we can find them.
And for me, I go back. They love offense. They were trying to make sure that they protected the $40 million quarterback and gave him some weapons and things, comfort zone. So that was how I looked at that one.
Okay.
So take, for instance, you kept Tank. Okay? You didn't want both guys gone, so you kept one of them. Mm-hmm. If Lamb is now gone, Gallup's not healthy, Cedric Wilson is now gone, did you also want to lose the tight end? I don't think that's what they wanted to do.
I can see that.
That's my theory. And then just also, okay, if what if you bring someone in who doesn't have the chemistry? Because that chemistry thing. And they care about offense here, man. They care about offense. You got an offensive head coach, and you got an owner who loves the offense.
They're going to take a hit off offensive side. Well, we've seen that. That's where all the ducats go. They go to the offensive side of the football.
You've been here. You played here. You saw where it goes.
They bargain hunt on the.
They Dollar General shopping for defense.
Yes.
They're going to 5 and below to get defensive players. They're going to Neiman Marcus for the offensive players. You just knows what they do, man.
That's it. The luxury brand on the offense, and you got the down here. You know how the grocery stores got their brand, and you got the other, the Kellogg's and all that in the grocery store brand right there.
You got the multi-meal. The multi-meal, it looks like it's Captain Crunch. It looks like Frosted Flakes. It just says the multi-meal.
Oh, man. You got Toucan Sam, and then you got the Cardinal version.
The Great Value. When you go to Walmart, it's Great Value. That's their brand. It's Great Value.
Great Value, exactly.
You got that Great Value almond milk for the defense.
It works. Like this past year, it worked. But is it sustainable? Is it just I don't know. I don't know.
And so I read Bill Polian's book a couple of years ago, Barry, and it was well done from the standpoint that he said, in today's NFL, with the salary cap, you're forced to choose. Are you going to be an offensive or a defensive football team? Because where you put your money at. Yeah. So when he was with the Colts, we were an offensive team. It's where we put our money at. And one reason why he hired Tony Dungy is because Tony knew defense, and Tony's scheme playing at Tampa 2, especially with the corners, is that they could draft corners, and by the time they had to pay them, they could move on from them. Go ahead, And they didn't play, they didn't play 3-4 because then you need man corners. And he's like, and Polian's like, man corners cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Okay? And it's not like you could just, you hit the road. So that's what he wanted to do, and construct that type of defense. And so, hey, we got Freeney, we got Mathis. We'll pay these two dudes, but we're not paying anybody else because we're putting all these resources over here towards our offense and drafting towards the offense. So in many ways, the Cowboys have decided that they want to be an offensive team.
Yeah.
That's where the dollars are.
That's where they're going. Look, you got the coordinator over there still.
And so if you're going to do that, then you have to be very smart with your drafting and very smart with who you bring into your football team.
And they have been so far.
And the Colts, under Polian, did that a lot. And so that's what Jerry and Steven and Will McClay and Dan Quinn and Mike McCarthy, that's what they're going to have to do here is go out and figure how do you make smart moves. Dalton Schultz, they care about the tight end here. They care about the offense. They wanted to make sure we kept another piece, which I believe is the correct thing to do.
You want to keep them on there.
So if you don't
11 though,
so if you don't have, all right, that's the position they put themselves in.
I know,
you paid Jarwin, you didn't pay Schultz, so there you go. But did you want to go into a season where CeeDee Lamb was the only player that Dak Prescott had any chemistry with?
I thought he was supposed to be that guy though, the new 88.
But just one guy. Right, but just one guy versus at least having two guys.
Yeah, I see where you're coming from. And
that to me is what just knowing how they feel about offense.
Yeah. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what can happen.
Hey, look, let's get our first break in here. La'el Collins is gone.
Cincinnati.
The offensive line I believe, has some issues.
It's in shambles.
There's some conversations to be had there where they go next. Let's do it right here on the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. He's Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. It's DallasCowboys.com radio.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Your favorite WWE superstars return to AT&T Stadium for WrestleMania on Saturday, April 2nd and Sunday, April 3rd. Get your tickets to the most stupendous two-night WrestleMania in history. Visit SeatGeek.com, the official ticketing provider of AT&T Stadium. I'm Newy Scruggs. He's Barry Church, former Dallas Cowboy player. And this is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. So, according to ESPN, La'el Collins' deal with the Cincinnati Bengals is a 3-year deal worth $30 million, but due to the structure, it's a 2-year deal worth $22 million. The Cowboys are supposed to pay him $10 million. And there's some people who just said, hey, why don't you make a trade? Why don't you trade Collins? Well, they weren't getting what they were looking for, and they didn't want to take a low-round pick. By cutting Collins, they're going to be able to get more of savings for themselves.
So you said they still owe him $10 million?
No. This is what he was going to get, but just being able to, on the cap, how you split it up.
Yep.
Basically, it was to their benefit. They were going to get better benefit by letting
them go than trading
than just trading him for some 6th-round pick. If you were getting some value of a 2nd round, it's fine. So, Big Collins is now going up to Cincinnati. I used to live in Ohio. It's different.
The weather up there is different. Man, it ain't Dallas.
I feel for a brother who's from, Collins is from the boot, man.
Oh, so he's a warm climate dude.
He's never lived anything like this, man.
And that's outdoors.
If I could see LC, I'd say, hey, man, you better buy some clothes you ain't never heard of.
And he's playing outside. They know dome. LSU, you nice weather. Here, you got the dome. Cincinnati, you in the elements, man.
You going to Cleveland? You going to Pittsburgh? You going to Baltimore? All of them outdoors. Everything. Everything's outdoors, man. Everything is outdoors. By the way, the Bengals play the Cowboys this year, too. So we'll see how that goes there.
And his lineup, I'm thinking about it, who he's going to have to go against. You talking about Cleveland with Myles Garrett and those boys, Pittsburgh, TJ Watt. Then you got Baltimore's
always got folks.
Oh, man. Get your popcorn ready, Lyle.
Twice.
Yep, twice. Get your popcorn ready, man.
So you read Bengals, go on Twitter. Bengals feel like, hey man, we won, we got it done. Hey man, good on you. Hopefully, this rejuvenates Collins, and he can find find some better play. But as much as you and I love Lel, the person, the last 2 seasons have not been what you thought you were getting.
Yeah, he missed
underperformed.
Basically missed all of 2 years ago with the hip injury. And this year, suspended 5 games, came back, really wasn't that player that we had seen in previous years. So, happy he got his money over in Cincinnati. Hopefully he does well. We've seen what it did with Cheeto Awuzie. He went over there and played well. So hopefully it all works out. But I'm not so sure. Cincinnati won. Something with this. I think they just added to the offensive line, and maybe it's an upgrade over what they had because we've seen how Burrow was getting destroyed up there.
Right. I mean, no doubt. This was a win for them because they needed to upgrade the offensive line, and you're bringing in someone who has veteran experience, so he's better than what they had. So there's a win. How he plays, does he live up to that money?
Can he stay healthy?
These are the things that they've got to go deal with. But many times, Danny McCray, when he was here with and you guys were talking, is you guys were very much, hey, Terrence Steele shouldn't lose his job.
I thought he should.
You guys are very big on Steele keeping that right tackle job.
Because I could see if, like we said, if he got hurt or something, and that's how Steele came in and was able to do his deal. But we would have never known about Steele. We would have never got an opportunity to watch him grow as a player if Lyle didn't put himself in that situation and get suspended. And that's what happened. So he has nobody else to blame for him getting his spot taken. Eventually he got it back and this, that, and the third. But we talked about it back then. Steele was playing well, and he deserved to at least stay at where he was. They tried to move him over to left tackle because Tyron went down. We saw that wasn't going to work. But overall, I think Steele should have stayed at that right tackle position, and hopefully going forward, he'll be able to cement himself in there as a right tackle for this Cowboys team.
So, okay. I wish him well, but the Cowboys have a cheaper alternative at right tackle and a guy they like. And we start to look at the rest of the offensive line right now, and there's still concerns.
There's 2. We got 2 pieces, but we need 3 more.
Well, yeah. You got your left guard spot is open in terms of Connor Williams leaving. What's their faith level in Connor McGovern?
Yeah.
With all due respect, I haven't heard anyone say, okay, hey, we got Connor McGovern. He'll be good. He's got the spotlight. I haven't heard that yet. You haven't heard that, which is concerning. Yeah. It's concerning because normally people would say, "Oh, we got so and so such. We good. You're not hearing that. So your left guard spot's interesting. Your center, Tyler Biadasz.
Can he step up? Can he, take that next leap? I don't know.
But he can't put on 30 pounds. He's just, sorry.
He's still too light. That's what
it's light. That's
why I say we need 3. And then your left tackle, Tyron Smith, all-decade player, probably a Hall of Famer. Can he stay healthy? Can he give you more than 9, 10 games in a year?
And so here's a very interesting situation that I like to see what happens is they had Josh Ball last year, who they got out of Marshall.
And 4th rounder, right? It was
So what has Joe Philbin, what have they done? How can they get this guy potentially ready?
See, what makes me nervous about that situation is with all those injuries we had last year, Tyron Smith going down, you didn't hear nothing about Josh Ball coming in. He was hurt.
He was hurt.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, so he spent a lot of the season just hurt.
So hopefully he can step it up there.
So that's where you just and I kind of go back into a Terrence Steele-like situation. They did it. We don't talk about this enough. They did a good job developing him.
Yeah, because that first year he struggled. But he came back and he looked like a totally different player this year.
And I keep going back into it was a pandemic. And he came out of Texas Tech passing offense, so there was a learning curve.
And it was a get the ball out quick. So pass rushers weren't able to get their whole arsenal on you because they had to get to the ball so quick. But now when you're sitting there in this type of offense, Dak, he's got his 5-step drops. He likes to sit in the pocket for a little bit, let those routes develop out there. So. Yeah.
And he had to get stronger. That was another thing he spoke about is getting stronger, getting in the weight room. So that's where I look at Josh Ball. Can they do this again?
Yeah.
And can they do it again to the point in time where you've now developed another backup player who can help you? So that's one thing to look at there. But obviously there is the draft.
Yeah. And with the draft, would you take let's just say a tackle or guard, maybe the 3rd or 4th best tackle or guard at 24, or would you like to take the best center available at 24? Let's just say that because centers outside of Frederick really don't go crazy high in the draft.
Yeah, I think the kid's from Iowa.
Well, Iowa, yeah, he's going to be a top pick. So,
yeah, he'll
but other than him,
I
don't. That's the thing. I don't know. Or can you find a center later on?
Yes, you can. But I would say this: right now at 24, just see how this thing shakes out.
Best available.
not that it's going to happen, but to watch what's happened the last 2 seasons in terms of a CeeDee Lamb and a Micah Parsons falling to you, and you're just sitting here just doing your job and just okay, what could happen for you at 24, depending on how this thing goes. Now, obviously, it's not going to be. We don't anticipate it to be a high quarterback market. Where there's going to be a lot of folks, making trades and trying to move up. But I go back into the way the Pittsburgh Steelers have drafted for a long time, man. They've just kind of sat there and watched the board fall to them. Okay, we need defense. Here's T.J. Watt.
There you go. There you go. They needed Cameron Hayward. I mean, it's
Cam Hayward. Boom. Here's Cam Hayward. Here's David DeCastro. I mean, they've just kind of stayed where they've been at and just okay, we're going to scout and okay, we're going to find a good player. The other thing that happens in drafts. There's 32 picks, but there's not 32 first-round grades on guys.
Nah.
And sometimes you're going to find a first-round player drop to 24, and sometimes you see first-round guys fall into round 2. I mean, there's no way in the world Trevon Diggs should be sitting up there in those second round.
If they would have seen what people would be like, no, there ain't no way. He would have been a top 10 pick.
Right. I mean, it's just it's crazy. So at 24, I would just simply say, man, at this point in time, let's just see how it shakes out.
Let's see how the chips fall.
Because once free agency goes its way, there are going to be teams that's, okay, well, now we don't need this need here. We don't need that. So I just think that the Cowboys have done a really good job of just saying, where does the draft go for Zach Martin?
Yeah.
No, where does it go for us? And
Travis Frederick, what was he, 20-something pick, right?
30.
30, yeah.
They traded down and got Travis Frederick. So that's why I just say, man, there's a lot of right now here, March 21st, I can't, you must do this. Let's see what happens. Let's see where you go. Do you need to fix this thing at the offensive line? Does someone drop? Is there someone along the way who maybe gets knocked here or there and then they fall? This player's falling and maybe we trade up to get the player. What? Who knows?
You never know who's going to get cut also. I mean, Bobby Wagner's out there. I mean,
you don't know. You don't know. By the way, Dante Fowler agreed to a 1-year deal with the Cowboys.
Dante Fowler, my old Jacksonville teammate. Man, he was a dog, though, when I was there. When I was in Jacksonville that 2017 year, he was a dog. He can get after you. As far as he has great speed off the edge. He's a powerful guy. Super, super athletic. The only thing that concerns me a little bit about him is just, once again, just focus. Like, just making sure you're focused on football. You kind of can get distracted from things from time to time. And, we'll see how that plays out here and under Dan Quinn. But he played, I believe, under Dan Quinn as well, right, when he was in Atlanta. So he knows the system. He knows what Dan Quinn expects out of him. And hopefully he can go out there and kind of turn the clock back to those Jacksonville days when he was getting after the quarterback really at a really high clip. So hopefully we can get the best Dante Fowler out there. I think that was definitely a solid pickup, especially with the money.
He's 27, will turn 28 in August, 35 career sacks, had 11.5 sacks for the Rams in 2019. So when he was with Quinn, it was only for a half season because he got fired through there. But in 91 career games, he started just 41 of them. So you're really maybe talking a situational pass rusher. But
that's how he was for us in Jacksonville. He was a situational guy.
So I think, all right, in terms of this is how I think, okay? So you're talking Dorrance Armstrong, Chauncey Golston, Terrell Basham, Fowler. A collection of guys here.
You got a good rotation.
There's a collection of guys here, and then you'll see what else happens in the draft. I kind of go back to Micah Parsons, and so the Cowboys had Leighton Vander Esch, and they had Jalen Smith and Keanu Neal, and next thing you know, okay, hey, now we could add to the room and put in a Micah Parsons. So, put guys in the room for now, stack them up, and then see where they go. I know the thought process is, hey, let's go get player X, like a Von Miller. They didn't do that. So since they didn't do that,
Jesus, 6 for 120?
It's really a 3-year deal.
But still, like 3 for 50. He got like 50 something.
53,
Man.
like 3 for 53. So,
wait, 34? We're gonna be 34 when the season starts?
I would have done it.
You'd have done it?
Here's why I would have done it. And I would tell anybody, just go look at the NFL Films video after the game when you see Aaron Donald and Von Miller talking. And Von says, congratulations. And Aaron's like, man, you talked, I listened. I can't thank you enough. So then I found out the backstory. Vaughn comes over from Denver, and obviously he sees what a fantastic player that Aaron Donald is.
World.
But he said, "Man, you're too quiet. You're way too quiet here. You have to speak up more. You have to lead better." Not that he was leading in a bad way, but you can go one more level. So the kind of things where DeMarcus Ware gets to Denver shows Von Miller the way of what he needs to be. Now here's Von Miller, Super Bowl MVP, can get to the pass, telling him this is what you need to go here. Who won that game?
Yeah,
Aaron Donald, and that defense won that game. Aaron Donald should have been the MVP.
He should have, without a doubt. He had the 2 biggest plays in the game.
And they did that. They did the MVP voting with 2 minutes to go, so you didn't see the final season. Von Miller came, Von Miller and Aaron Donald basically second half. They took over, man. Wasn't a whole lot of points scored in this sucker. This defense played a key role, but Von really helped Aaron unlock what he needed to do.
So you're basically paying for the leadership value. You're paying for making sure the culture in the locker room is where it needs to be at, and these guys getting lined up in the right situation. That's what you're essentially paying for when you get a guy like Von Miller.
Right. And so Von Miller, by the way, Von Miller had 8 sacks in his last 9 games.
He did. Now I ain't gonna. Yeah, he's still a baller too. Like he ain't no scrub. So
you put Von Miller out there with some other talented people, he can still make plays.
Okay, but the Buffalo got that though. I mean, they got very solid defense.
Number one defense last year.
Very solid defense, but did they? I don't know. Did they got a lot of? They got a lot of guys on that D line.
I think and I go back and yes, from this. Oh, yeah, man.
Or is he gonna have
they
to
got Oliver out there from Houston, the big boy out there in the middle.
So he won't have to be the
Jerry
guy.
Hughes over there on the fifth. Von Miller is going to be, to me, once again, Von Miller is going to be able to show that this is the way to do this. I have 2 rings on my finger. You guys want to listen to me and get one of these?
Super Bowl MVP.
Or you guys want to sit around here and watch Patrick Mahomes take 13 seconds, go down the field, beat you? What you want to do? That's where a guy like Von Miller can help you. I am just thoroughly convinced of watching sports through the years. There's guys you bring in who help you win. And Von Miller is that kind of guy. But also a guy who can go in the room and other dudes respect. Because you've been in the room and some of the guys coming in, this guy.
You look at him, you just like, he's one of those fake vocal guys that'll be like, yeah, we got to do this, rah, rah, rah. But really, it's just going in the ear and one out of the other guys. So you got to have, guys have a specific type of leader. And D. Ware was that here, and he was that in Denver as well.
So there's a reason why Dak was calling Von Miller.
Yeah.
Please come here. Come on, what we got to do? I would have paid the number. Okay. I would have paid the number because right now, ask yourself this. Who's the person in this room who's going to show them how to get there and get it done?
See, that's the thing.
Who's got a ring on their finger?
And here, we don't have that.
Don't have it.
We don't have that because, people think it's D-Law, but it's...
Got no ring.
Nah.
I go back to when the Cowboys got over the top, and Chris Beam knows this. It was Charles Haley.
Yeah.
They went and made the trade for Charles Haley, who had won 2 back-to-back Super Bowls with the San Francisco 49ers. And now you got a guy who knows he knows the way.
And he took it over.
He knows the way. And so, by the way, Jerry Hughes, free agent. So
that's what.
Yeah, they're replacing him.
Is he going to have to be the guy?
I'll tell you what.
Oh, you talking about you?
Jerry Hughes played TCU.
I'm about to say TCU guy. Come down to Dallas. Add another one.
I'd pick up the phone, have a conversation. I like Jerry. I like Jerry. So I'm just about leadership, man. I think Von Miller can bring that. I think there's still something in the tank.
You think this defense is void of leadership here?
There's no one on this team who can show you the way, who can say, I've been there.
I agree with you.
Yeah, Charles Haley was that guy. You had a lot of the Cowboys were the youngest team in football when they won Super Bowl 27. Having a guy like Charles was very instrumental. I remembered, and once again, this is the beauty of NFL films. In the Super Bowl, the Cowboys had a punt blocked, and Buffalo went up early in the game. And I remember Butch Davis and Charles Haley just kind of calming guys down. They needed to calm down and get themselves going. But everybody took the final score, 52-17. But it was not that way. The game did not start that way at the Rose Bowl. So having a veteran presence, I believe, helps. Then I go back to even when Bill Walsh won his first Super Bowl in San Francisco. He brought Fred Dean over from the Chargers. And while Fred didn't win a Super Bowl with the Chargers at all, the guy had a lot of playoff experience. And he was like that veteran you need, because on a group of young dudes,
you need it.
A guy can show you the way. And right now, I don't think there's that person here.
I would agree. And then when I was in Jacksonville, that person happened to be Calais Campbell, because we were basically when I got down there, it was just a group of just raw, talented, dogs out there. with no type of leadership. I mean, you had the Jalen Ramseys, you had the Dante Fowlers, Miles Jack, and all those guys. But what Calais brought, besides being a beast on the defensive line, he brought that leadership and he brought that D-line group together. And that's how they became Saxonville. And then us in the secondary were the Jackson Five. Like, we just had that guy leading us, letting us know where to go. And then you saw once he departed Jacksonville, I mean, their defense was still solid, but it just wasn't that same. Wasn't that same thing.
Well, then I go back into one of your old teammates, DeMarcus Ware, who said, take Von Miller, put him with Micah Parsons.
He did.
Let him show Micah Parsons the way. You know, D. Ware's worked with him and he's talked with him.
Yeah.
But he's not in the room every day.
That's what I'm saying. You need that guy in the room. And then we harken back to D-Law. It's hard to be a leader if you're missing games and you're hurt. You know, nothing against that. It happens, but I'm talking players in that locker room, as good as, you know, D-Law is, if you're hurt and not playing out there, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, you're right. But are they really gonna take that to the field? I don't know.
So there's why I would have paid for one Von Miller. Let's get another break in here. Leighton Vander Esch is back. Keanu Neal's making a position switch, so he will not be back. What about Jaron Kearse? Let's talk some more about the beauty of this Cowboys offseason and where things are going. He's Barry Church. I'm Newy Scruggs. Danny McCray with the day off. This is the Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com on DallasCowboys.com radio.
Cool.
It's game day. You know what that means. First, kebab prep. Steak, pepper, onion, steak, pepper, onion. Next, a counterclockwise lap around the room. Now the lucky grease-stained jersey goes on. And lastly, the dance. You know the one. This is a game day ritual no matter where you are. Whether you're traveling to the game or watching from your favorite vacation spot, book a place to stay on Hotels.com and keep the tradition alive and well. Hotels.com, proud partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Want to use what the pros use? How about the official men's skincare brand of the Dallas Cowboys, Jack Black? Right now, you can get the Jack Black Starter, a curated collection of Cowboys locker room favorites for just $10 with free shipping. The starter includes 4 Jack Black skincare favorites, plus a full-sized intense therapy lip balm. Go to getjackblack.com/Cowboys and use the code word TEAMJB. That's getjackblack.com/Cowboys. The Jack Black Starter, $10, free shipping.
At Smoothie King, we are blending goodness to fuel your greatness. Every blend is crafted to help you achieve your health and fitness goals. Smoothie King uses only whole fruits and organic veggies. You'll never find sugary syrups or artificial flavors, colors, or preservatives. And unlike some other smoothie places, there are 0 grams of added sugar in many of our blends. Smoothie King is proud to be the official smoothie of the Dallas Cowboys. Place your order in the app or online for pickup or delivery. Smoothie King, rule the day.
Brace yourself for an existential question. Has your butt been having enough fun lately? Have you been treating it well? Has it been going places? If not, then it's about time you start using SeatGeek. SeatGeek is the best way to get your butt tickets to live events. Just ask the thousands of other butts who have rated it the #1 ticketing app. So what are you waiting for? Download the app now or visit SeatGeek.com to get tickets to sports, concerts, and live events and make your butt happy. SeatGeek. Get your seat in a seat.
Back to the Players Lounge.
Attention, Cowboy fans. There's a new official razor of the Dallas Cowboys, Shave Logic. Shave Logic is proud to offer Cowboy fans a special upgrade for a limited time. Visit ShaveLogic.com. Get a free $10 gift card with your purchase. Go to ShaveLogic.com. This is Players Lounge, brought to you by Hotels.com. He is Barry Church, the Toledo Rocket.
Yes, sir.
We've got Danny McCray with the day off. I am Newy Scruggs, longtime Cowboys reporter. All right, Dante Fowler is pretty interesting. So this is his 4th team, by the way. Played 2 years in Jacksonville, 2 with the Rams, last 2 in Atlanta, now with the Cowboys on a 1-year deal for $5 million. Leighton Vander Esch is back on a 1-year deal.
What are the numbers on that, man? Is it out yet? On what the numbers on his deal was?
Let me see if I can pull it up right here.
I'd be real interested to see what his value was at the 1 year.
By the way, Luke Gifford is back.
Luke Gifford's back. Special teams ace.
Yes, Luke Gifford is back here. So while some people are not quote unquote fans of some of the things that the Cowboys are doing here, they don't feel like they've done enough. It's interesting because people are only happy if you bring in a quote unquote name.
A big time player.
That's what they want. To them, that's what free agency has to be. It's exciting. His name, this guy. But the Cowboys don't do that.
No, I haven't done it since Brandon Carr.
So it's just very interesting. You're mad about something that they don't do anymore. You kind of got to know
what's going to happen.
Right. You know?
Look at the track record. I mean, it's been, like I said, since 2012 was the last time we got somebody like Brandon Carl.
Right. If your wife don't make blackberry cobbler, why are you looking for blackberry cobbler?
Yeah,
She's not what she do.
It's just not in her
You might get a
repertoire.
pecan pie. That's what she do. I mean, so why are you all looking for blackberry pie from the Cowboys? That ain't what they're cooking. They told you we don't do that.
We don't do that.
That's
Baby,
not on the
Sunday,
menu.
I want my blackberry. I don't do that.
Blackberry pie.
Who else you been messing with? Because I don't do that.
Right. You want German chocolate cake? I whip you up one of those, but this is not what they do. So you keep going to this menu looking for the high price. Hey, what a high price ticket? They don't do that. That's not what they serve. Okay, the Cowboys don't serve that. So why are you on the menu looking for it, Cowboys fan?
You ain't gonna get it.
It's not what they do.
You ain't gonna get it.
It is not what they do.
Van Der Esch was 1 year 3.
1 year 3.
Up to 3.
Up to 3.
That's what Todd Archer
Yes. So I think it's like 1.5 and can get up to 3. Yeah, man.
Whoa.
But remember, this was his 5th year, so they did not get his option for his 5th year option, which was going to be like 8.
Yeah, no, I mean, but he's 20. Yeah. He's 26 years old.
1.5,
and it's okay. So I go back to when I was at the office and we were kind of going over the deal and look at the number. I said, "Man, that's a lot. That's not a lot of money to put your body through what you put your body through in the National Football League."
1.5. His market wasn't. He couldn't get anything from anybody, man.
And even if he gets to 3. It's not a lot of money.
That's not. And like I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, he wasn't at the place where he was his rookie year. I mean, I understand his rookie year, the Wolf Hunter, they had the whole howl going on. He was balling out of control. And then the next year, everybody kind of took a step down. But this year, he was solid.
Well, he had the neck problem, remember?
He's got an injury history, even at 26. So this is where
I'm just like, that shot, I thought for sure it'd be a minimum of 5.
And
you can't on 5 last year.
And I come back and I say this. Maybe you're at the point in time where you just like it here. You like living it. And I am not for certain. But I thought I saw him at the NCAA tournament. It looked just like him. Got on a little plaid shirts and some jeans.
That's it.
I thought I saw Leighton Van Der Esch Thursday at the NCAA tournament at Fort Worth at Dickies.
So maybe he just enjoys living, likes his teammates, likes the organization. But to me, it's like, man, what?
And what else did you have out there? So what did we talk about before? Okay, so maybe somebody was offering you some of the similar money. You start doing the taxes numbers on you, like, whoa, okay. Do I want to leave? So I have no issue with him coming back. I think for the Cowboys, this is solid. Guy knows the offense.
Heck of a deal for the Cowboys.
Right, it's a good deal for the Cowboys.
A solid starting linebacker.
Okay, so there you go.
I was just shocked. I mean, I thought for sure somebody would give him a little bit more than that. I'm just
look, man.
He had some injuries, but man,
the linebacker market apparently isn't as high as everybody thought it would be.
Yeah.
New York Mets manager Buck Showalter once told me, he said, "Newy, there are no secrets in baseball." And the whole thing he was saying is like, people know. Mm-hmm. People know what's up.
They know what time it is.
Right. And so you're Leighton Van Der Esch, you're going out there. I mean, people know about your history. They know. They know.
I'm just like, man, I just thought for sure.
J-Ron Kurtz out here now looking for money.
That we talked about it earlier with the Cowboys. They don't pay safeties. We've seen, and that's why he's sitting there looking. I'm like, man.
But really, how many teams really do? And when you talk about J-Ron Kurtz right now, no secrets. Detroit, just a guy. Minnesota, just a guy.
Special teams guy, yeah.
Here, he was good. But you ask yourself, how good was he?
He was good. I think he benefited, like a lot of those guys in the secondary. I think they benefited from a hellacious pass rush. I think that D-line and Parsons, Diggs. I think he benefited a lot from that. But I still think he had a very solid year here. I think he had a very good year here. But he didn't take the ball away at a clip like you see some of these Tyron Matthews of the world and all that other stuff to command a high price market for him.
And
but
he's still out there.
Yeah, and he's still out there. Tyron Matthews still out there. So.
This goes back into
I want to know what his number is.
The waves of free agency, the first week. That's when the big money's.
That's when the big goes.
Okay,
yeah.
The big money. So everybody's over here Neiman Marcus this first week.
Luxury, the luxury items.
Now we starting to get down to Belk.
Not the Belk.
Nothing wrong with Belk.
Hey, brother, I'm in Belk all the time. You better believe I got the app and get my coupons up on here, bro.
Oh, man.
I got these jeans right on here for $25. Okay. I'm not paying $85, $110 for no jeans.
It gets high.
I'm up at Belk, baby.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is.
So, all right.
I'm real interested to see what Kurtz. I wonder what he thinks his number should be.
And then how many years is the other thing?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, were you trying to get a 3-year deal from somebody? Somebody just saying, man, we like you at 1.
Yeah.
And also, and you know this from being a safety, everybody's scheme's different. What are you asking him to do, and does he fit it? And he better be smart enough to realize, am I going to take this bag and not be lost out here?
I've seen it happen to the best of them. The grass ain't always greener somewhere else. But like you said, you got to strike while the iron's hot. I think he thinks this is his opportunity.
Okay, so these are the things that he has to think about. But if you're the Cowboys, I think they're playing this correctly. You brought back Malik Hooker. Okay, so you got a guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they gave Malik 2 for 8, so basically 4 a year.
So you just simply, hey man, look.
Hold on, real quick. I just realized they gave Malik Hooker 4. He wasn't even playing, and then Van Der Esch got 1-3 or 1-5.
Well, first off, here comes the other thing. Who signed first? Hooker.
Hey, and then Hooker's coming out. He got injuries too.
Run up in there. Give it to me. I sign it. Here.
Hooker got that ACL and Achilles.
Running up here fast. And also, one of the things I don't know, and this is the other thing, I don't know what the incentives are. What else? I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what's the signing bonus. I don't know what just because we see numbers. And this isn't the NBA. This ain't the NFL.
It ain't baseball.
Baseball. It's the NFL. It's a lot of fuzzy math going on here. Hey, Von Miller, 6 years, 126 million. He ain't about to play no 6 years.
Nah, he ain't getting that.
Man.
He ain't getting that play, boy.
Right. So, unless you Deshaun Watson with that's all guaranteed, or you Kirk Cousins and you keep finessing, getting your 35.
I need to go to the school of Kirk Cousins. Like that, man, that dude he played it perfect. I've never seen anything like it.
I don't get it.
He played it perfect, man.
The thing about Kirk Cousins is, we all know he's not a Super Bowl guy.
Nah. He's an average Q. Would you say he's slightly above average? He has his moments.
He's in that. If you're ranking quarterbacks, he's in that 15-16 range. 15,
middle of the
16,
pack.
Middle of the pack.
Yeah.
But that's
he made a lot more money than
right. But you paying him like he gonna get you over the top.
It ain't gonna
He's
happen.
not that guy. He's not that guy. And so the craziest thing of all, to me, for Minnesota, is you went and hired a guy, Kevin O'Connell, because he was with him in Washington. He believes in Kirk Cousins. So this is one more team that you realize, in my mind, that's not the dude. So if he's not the dude, get rid of the dude. Go find the dude. But they're too scared. Well, we owe him this money. Who cares what you owe him? Bite the bullet.
They're gonna say what they're gonna say is
the Eagles
who else
did.
is out there?
The Eagles did. They
did.
moved on from Carson. We're like,
did.
you're not the dude. They moved on.
They realized it.
Made the playoffs with Jalen Hurts. But not Minnesota. No, we trying to hold on, man. You can unlock this key to Kirk. How long do we gonna keep trying to unlock? Did you just stop, man? The key don't work.
Kirk is just signing them checks. Yep.
Signing
I'll take
these
some
checks,
more
man.
of that. Yep. Give me some more of that.
And so the spin up in Minnesota now is to blame Mike Zimmer. Zimmer didn't like it. Zimmer was a defensive coach. Zimmer didn't love him up. Oh, so now Kevin O'Connell's supposed to come up here and he had him in Washington. I'm sorry. Did I miss all the winning that was going on in Washington?
They want to play one time they went.
I mean, did I miss his MVP years in Washington?
At least Wentz was close.
I mean that's the thing that cracks me up. Well, man, he had him in Washington, and what did they do? Here's what happened in Washington. The ownership was like, man, we don't believe in this dude.
They let him ride.
So here's Minnesota. You go to the NFC Championship game with Case Keenum. Hey, man, Case, you're not good enough to get us over the top. We're going to get Kirk Cousins. And Kirk Cousins never even gets you to that point
Not
in time.
even close to that point.
So they keep giving him the money, which to me is so mind-boggling. Like, how do you keep doing this? How are you still hoping that this is the guy? Which is
he knows something.
Stupid as Washington giving Carson Wentz $28 million and trading real picks for him.
Wentz back in the NFC East.
And I'm sorry, man, if I'm going to do that, if I'm going to dump my guy because I'm like, man, this isn't the dude anymore, I'm going to do what Denver did. I'll do what Cleveland did.
Get someone who you know could be that guy.
Go get the guy.
The guy.
Hey, man, we're going to back up these picks for this guy. And obviously, Watson and Russell Wilson had no trade clauses. But if I'm Minnesota, hey, I've got Jefferson here. I got Thielen. I got Cook. So you want to tell me you couldn't have had some conversation? And oh, by the way, write a big old check. Write a big old check. Go solve your problem
playing indoors
with a real dude, with a dude who's proven. Not these guys who, well, we think maybe Kurt's real accurate.
That's what everybody comes back to. Look at the accuracy. Man, what about these wins and losses, man?
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
Right. This is not the guy. I mean, or they're acting as though they've got Matthew Stafford. Like, hey, you can put Matthew Stafford here with the Rams. He was with Detroit. I mean, no, Kirk is not Matthew Stafford. He's not even Matthew Stafford.
He ain't got nowhere near the arm talent Stafford.
Right. So it's just like, why do we keep lying to ourselves about these dudes like Carson Wentz and Kirk Cousins? These are not the guys. And who did you hear in Indianapolis talk about missing Carson Wentz out the door? Did you hear a peep?
I hear a peep. Not one teammate said nothing. Said ain't nothing.
Nothing.
Now teammate ain't stick.
Coach
ain't
didn't get his
out.
back.
Nah.
GMing it back. Nobody.
And just let him ride.
And Washington go give up real picks. That's what you guys gave up real picks for 20 and paying him 28.
And 28.
You could have went and got Jameis.
For 5. You
30 for 30. 30 for 30 Jameis. I mean, it's just like you sit here gambling on a guy that two teams said, nah, man, we can't.
We can't even mess with it.
Right. And Kirk Cousins, man, you paying this guy $35 million. I mean, Kevin O'Connell, he knows what to do with it.
Kevin O'Connell. You better hope Kevin O'Connell can untap something. But I just don't. At this point, what is there to untap? He's showing you what he is.
Thank you. Kirk Cousins
is what it is.
A guy that's just he will continue to leave you wanting more.
Yeah. It's like he'll go on a spurt where he might win 3 or 4 games in a row, and then you'll end the season 8-9, 7-10, or something like that. You're like, if we just had this one thing, we could turn it around. Nah, man, it's insanity.
Yes, it is. It is. And so while people get frustrated with the Cowboys and what they're doing, I'm like, man, I get it, but look around the league and see what other folks are doing. And at times, I just say, okay. It's easy to look at the Chargers and say, man, look, they went out there and they got Khalil Mack, they got J.C. Jackson. Look at their defense; they're going to do this and this and that. Let's see how it turns out.
Let's see what my boy Herbert can do.
They haven't paid Herbert yet either. So.
Let's see how it turns out. And my big thing with the Chargers, you still got that head coach.
Who should have just
stupid decisions? Nah, man. We're gonna go for it right here. We go for a touchdown instead of taking 3 in the half or nothing. I mean, just do stupid stuff, man. Lost the opportunity to make the playoffs. So I mean, let's see how these moves all work out. And I know it's March and Cowboy fan. I get it. You're frustrated. You're mad. You want to have all. Gotta let it play out.
We'll see.
And in the division right now. Is what Washington do? Is that making you shaking in your boots about that?
Anybody? Daniel Jones don't scare you. Washington Wentz. We played him hundreds of times.
Right.
Philly got they got a little something over there, but ain't nothing to be scared of.
They've got issues as well.
Exactly.
They've got issues as well. So I mean, right now, okay, Tom Brady's back. So let's see what Tampa does. But even we saw they returned 22. They didn't win it.
I mean, the Cowboys almost beat them down there. If it wasn't for Hookem left. Missing them a couple field goals. I mean, who knows?
So let's see where these things go. And that's the problem is everybody wants it to look perfect right now, and it just never does. I even go back to the draft. How many people were not happy about Micah Parsons?
Yeah, okay. I was one of them.
And how did it turn out? So just let it play out some more. The Cowboys do not play in the first week of free agency in terms of signing big dollar contracts. It's not what they do.
Haven't been doing it.
And while you can argue about not wanting, well, what have we done? They just bring back our own. You know what? Is that the worst thing in the world to do?
No, because they've been drafting well, so their own are some pretty good players, There's some pretty good players, so we'll see. Hopefully Gallup, can come back and not have, not lose a step or take a step back, and CeeDee Lamb can take that, next step to being that number one, and
James Washington will have an opportunity.
He'll have an opportunity. He's another one of those deep ball 50-50 type guys.
So here's a guy with an opportunity. So you can criticize the process. And not liking it. But at the same time, I would challenge you. Start looking around just your division. Because the first thing you need to do is win your division.
Yeah.
Okay? You get yourself to the playoffs. Start looking. Have you been lapped in the NFC East?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, Washington's still talking about, we'll be better defensively this time around. Well, last year you said
they were supposed to be a top 10 defense last year, and
right.
we all seen what happened.
Right,
so.
and you can play all defense you want to. If you still got quarterback issues, good luck.
Yeah.
Good luck. So that's why I'm just saying, all right, I'm not going to beat them up as much as everyone else has, but I understand the frustration. But also you have to understand the logic of how they go about their business. Von Miller wasn't coming here. I wish Von Miller was. I really do. I would have done it, but they said no. This is our process. So we'll see. We'll see where they go.
I'll be interested if they go linebacker in the draft too, because with the 1.5, it seems like that's like almost you got to make the team type money.
To me, I'm still fix your offensive and defensive lines.
Yeah, D-line. I think we decent at D-line.
Okay,
we need maybe some interior pieces.
You want to be decent? You want to be decent? Or do you want to be next level? Go get next level. I mean, look, man. You get one of them kids from Georgia,
and that's where Quinn was.
Okay, right. Yeah. You go ahead and get yourself.
Quinn was down there looking at him.
I mean, yeah, go down there and get some kids from Georgia, and you be all right. So I'm still about get better. That travels. Your offensive and defensive lines travel.
Yeah.
So get better there.
We definitely the offensive line for sure. That's a for sure.
So when you start talking about outside of Zach Martin. When you talk about your offensive and defensive line, who else is your blue chip player?
That's what I'm saying. We ain't, especially on the defensive line. I can't say D-Law's a blue chip anymore. I mean, he misses too many games.
Because he's not. So
same with Tyron Smith on the offensive line. We can't say that
because
anymore.
He's not.
Yeah.
So you have one.
You got to fix him.
So right there alone, man. That's a bunch of spots.
I mean, look at the playoff game. How we got that's essentially how we got bullied in that game. In the trenches, we lost the battle in the trenches.
So that's why I'm just like, it's 24 right now. I'm looking I got to add some beef up here. I need some blue chip beef because you win by playing well up front. And when you look at Cowboys championship teams, man, they were good in the trenches on both sides of the football.
I would say so.
So to me, go right there because if you're good up front, everything else can work. Everything on both sides. If you're good up front, man, everything else can work around that. So to me, build right there and keep improving. Hey, church, man, fun as always, man.
Always,
we will do it again next Monday. Danny McCray with the week off. I'm Newy Scruggs. Thanks to Chris Bean, William Boykins, everybody here at DallasCowboys.com radio. We'll chat with you next week. Goodbye.
Later.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.